Hi, I'm here to present you with the TeluguBuddy. So, I'll start with me and my projects. So, my name is Chakri Pulipaka. I'm a senior at Spring Forward High School and I love to code. I spent over 200 hours building this project that I'm about to show you and over 1,000 hours building all the coding projects in my lifetime. Every single one of my projects I've ever built is made to help people in society, including this one you're about to learn about. My app is designed for people of all levels to master Telugu vocabulary, test their knowledge, and even learn how to pronounce words like a native speaker. Okay, who's my app actually for? And to be honest, it's for everyone. Everyone in a sense that who wouldn't want to learn an extra language that has 83 million native speakers if they had some extra time, right? It's pretty cool because a lot of places that attract many tourists speak Telugu in India. However, my main focus was for people like me, second generation immigrants who want to stay connected to their home country. Since I grew up in the USA, it was really hard to learn my native language since I didn't really have much time to speak it. My parents were trying to learn English during the early years of my life, so I didn't have many opportunities to practice Telugu at home. I wanted to create something that would help people like me who grew up speaking English reconnect with their heritage and their language in a way that fits into their busy lives. Okay, so my approach. Knowing my purpose of the app that I explained before, it's pretty clear that reading and writing is not a priority. When I visited my home village this last summer in India, I didn't need to read a single thing for the entire 6 week period. Maybe a few times I had to ask my dad what a sign said, but nothing else. Appropriately for this app, I honed in on the conversational aspect of things because that's what the Buddy was focused about. One of the main features in my app is learning vocabulary with bite-sized lessons. This app uses interactive bite-sized lessons to teach essential Telugu words and phrases. Whether it's simple greetings or more advanced vocabulary, my app breaks it down into digestible chunks.
మీరు ఎలా ఉన్నారు? నా పేరు జాన్.
To reinforce learning, I've included engaging quizzes to test people's skills. After completing a lesson, users should immediately take a quiz to assess their progress.
నీలం, తెలుపు, ఊదా, నలుపు, ఆకుపచ్చ, ఎరుపు, పసుపు.
Progressive quizzes naturally invoke the competitive spirit in people's heads. I'm always trying to beat my own records. If I actually want people to improve their Telugu skills, I need to give them an incentive, something to aim for, a high score. So every single time you complete a quiz, it is displayed what your current high score in that topic is. The English Telugu speech feature is probably the thing I worked hardest on in this app. Users can type in English phrases, and the app provides both the Telugu translation and the correct pronunciation in real time, helping users sound like a native. So now on to how I built the app. The main framework I use is React Native with Expo. The reason I use React Native in this app is because I wanted to support iOS, Android, and web services with this app. I know a lot of people in all the regions that I want to support, India, the US, all these places have a bunch of diverse devices, so I want to make sure it is available on the main three platforms, iOS, Android, and web. And the main programming languages I used was JavaScript and TypeScript. Um, this app integrates multiple APIs, including ones from Rapid API, and I optimized the app to minimize delays between API calls, which was definitely the hardest thing in the app. For the database, I used to store people's scores. I used the Expo SQLite database, which was incredibly hard to work with, but I got it to work eventually. Um, and my biggest challenge, I hate talking about it, was the API calls, as I mentioned on the last slide. This took careful planning and over 20 hours of work. It was mainly just bug fixing. I got the same bugs over and over again. Thankfully, it works today. Specifically, I had to fit the output of the translator API into the input of the text to speech API. However, this doesn't seem that hard until you realize that the output of the translator API was something completely unorthodox and it was very hard to format into the input to the text to speech API. So the success so far, The TeluguBuddy has been published on the Apple iOS App Store currently, and it has a 5.0 star rating there. And the TeluguBuddy has been approved very recently, within the last few days, on the Android App Store, and it will be published within the next week of me submitting this video to the Congressional App Challenge. I have nearly 100 extended family members and friends with Androids waiting to download this app. So for future features, I'm adding a leaderboard for the top scores in this app. This feature is already done, but it's not in production yet, so it's pointless to show you it with only one developer, me. I'm the only one on the leaderboard. It's pretty pointless right now, but once it's in production, it will be functional. Also, not mentioned here because I'm focusing on these features in the current moment, but I'm going to diversify into other languages because I know this isn't a problem between just Telugu second generation immigrants. I know it's a problem across tons of regions and nationalities. Thank you for taking the time to learn about my app. With this app, Telugu is just a tap away, and I hope it makes language learning as enjoyable for you as it has been for me to build. Thank you.
ఊదా పసుపు నలుపు నీలం ఆకుపచ్చ
నా పేరు చక్రి.